Hello there, Facebook San Run Travel fans. It's Steve and Reggie from San Run
Hey,
Travel. Hey, and we're going to give you our monthly November show and do something we don't normally do. We're going to highlight some places that we actually don't go very often, but we thought people would be very interested in them, the Florida Keys. And I'll do a little bit more about where we're going to go with that in just a minute or two. Later on in the show, in the broadcast, we will do our monthly drawing. And if you're seeing San Run Travels pages at LinkedIn or Facebook or following our show, you'll be in the drawing for a $25 gift certificate. But first, I wanted to talk to you about Las Vegas. As some of you may know, we did our annual pilgrimage to Las Vegas that we do every year, the week before or the week before Halloween, and it was kind of a surreal experience. Um, we stay downtown, and I am happy to report for those of you downtown that like downtown. Downtown is pretty vibrant and very safe as far as we could tell. Um, the every casino we were in, and we were in probably two-thirds of them, has got a protocol working with mandatory masks. Um, the slot machines are spaced out so that there's social distancing. The dealers are all wearing masks 100% of the time. Most of the casinos, the tables, whichever variety you're playing, have partitions in them. There were some tables with three to a table where they allowed for playing without the partitions. Every place we went in the casinos or on the streets or in the restaurants had security checking on face masks. If you did not wear a face mask or had one pulled down, you were first politely asked to pull it up over your nose. And if you wouldn't comply, you were escorted out of whatever area you were, whether it be a restaurant, a casino, or in fact, Fremont Street, where it's a closed environment. It was only about a third full from its normal number of people. However, we had on every block at each end, there were security gates. We had security folks wandering through the areas and making sure the protocols were followed. We ate at a number of restaurants. Uh, I could say Triple George, which is one of my favorites, handled everything professionally, similar with protocols. They will not seat anything more than four people at a table. I think they may have gone to six. We had seven, so they split us into two tables side by side, spaced apart. We ate a number of times at a buffet, which is now a sit down breakfast or dinner, and handled it just the same way. They had limited seating and made sure you had followed the protocol. It's imperative on everyone to follow the protocols, follow the social distancing. Somehow, I would like to see us get through this thing before the early part of next year so we can resume our normal travels and start to get some of the excitement that we thoroughly enjoy back into our lives. Now, while we were in Vegas, we did go to two couple of things. One was not an opening, a grand opening, what's called Container Park, which I had heard about. It was at the far south end of, well, I guess it's the south end, at the far end by the El Cortez of Fremont Street, and it's really a unique little location. Every shop or restaurant is made out of like a container area, and mostly what we saw there, we saw the first deck, if you will, was about 80% restaurants. The second deck was almost all 80% shops. So you have a really unique little area, also with lots of areas for the kids to play. So that was something that was unique. Second thing was we did go to El Cortez, which is the home of the original gambling establishment, and really enjoyed ourselves there. Weren't there very long, maybe a half hour, an hour, but really enjoyed it. Different than going to some of your more high-level casinos. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we went down for the grand opening of Circa, which is downtown. And it is one of the most incredible casinos I've ever been in. Now, the hotel area with some of the other things is not open, but the casino, and I think the thing that struck us the most was how bright it was, how big the aisles were, and it's like a huge sports book. The one wall, memory is probably got a little foggy here, but there's probably 20 to 30 side by side 50-inch TVs with sporting events on it. So it was well worth it. Can't wait to see where that goes over the next year. It takes up a whole block of the old downtown right across from the Golden Gate and right off of the one end from the Golden Nugget. So if you're out there, go ahead and take advantage of it. And then the last thing I want to tell you, we did something really unique. We did a sunset horseback ride in Red Rock Canyon. And it's a little pricey, and if you watch our Facebook page and our website, we'll probably get some pictures out there for it. I'm not going to run them today. It was a wonderful experience. And anyone who's not afraid of horses, get on out there. They do a fabulous barbecue dinner of steak and salmon for you. You go on about an hour and a half's ride and get to see some incredible views as the sun sets over in the Red Rock Canyon. So I'm going to stop it there. You can go take a look at that. And maybe next year, it'll be one of your adventures that you can go on. But right now, I'm going to move on to the Florida Keys. And we don't go there very often, but I know a number of my friends and acquaintances do. And when I saw this little experience that they were running, I thought I'd take a look at it. And lo and behold, I found there are some really enlightening videos. They're short, about overviews and the general about the Keys, and then about specific islands. So what we're going to do over the next few months is actually continue this so that folks who maybe have never experienced the Keys can get a little bit of idea about it. And of course, next year's summer cruise includes Key West. So had a little bit of area there that I wanted to bring in from a marketing standpoint. So you can see Key West. We've been there once or twice. It's really kind of a unique place, and I think the video actually does better justice to it than I did through some of the photographs we had. Reg, just jump in here. Do you remember much about Key West?
We did the walk. We did the walking tour of Key West while we were there. We got a chance to see just some of the architecture, some of the different activities. There's a lot of little small bars and eating places there. Some real gorgeous views from some of the restaurants right by the water. Where people were docking their boats. There was a place where Hemingway used to hang out at, the bar he used to hang out at. We did that. A lot of statues or some real picturesque kind of places to go to. So it was really a very interesting place just to go spend an afternoon just hanging out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I remember, and I think we'll see that a little bit in the video. So I'm going to go crank up the first video we're going to look at. It's just an overview of the Keys in general. So here we go. We're going to start our overview about the Florida Keys. Take about 4 or 5 minutes. I hope you enjoy it.
Curving below the southern tip of the Florida mainland, the Florida Florida Keys are connected by the Overseas Highway's 42 bridges over the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, Florida Bay, and the Gulf of Mexico. The Florida Keys island chain is divided into 5 regions. The northernmost island, Key Largo, is renowned for diving, snorkeling, and backcountry touring. Isla Morada is the sport fishing capital of the world. Marathon is the prime boating and family destination, while the unspoiled nature preserves of Big Pine and the Lower Keys are an eco-center. And finally, Key West is rich in history and culture and was once home to famed author Ernest Hemingway. Together, the Keys are characterized by an intense seafaring history, flourishing creative community, balmy subtropical climate that includes continental America's only living coral barrier reef, and a laid-back vibe that seems worlds away from everyday cares. For visitors, the Keys offer so much to experience and savor. Sure, you'll find golf and tennis, but it's the beaches and waters surrounding the Keys that serve as focal points for so many activities. Learn to snorkel or scuba dive and see stunning coral formations and brilliant tropical fish in Key Largo's John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park, America's first underwater preserve and predecessor to the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Join one of Isla Morada's charter captains or guides for world-class sport fishing in offshore, reef, or shallow backcountry waters. The Keys lay claim to more saltwater world fishing records than any other angling destination on the planet. Ready to turn your catch into a meal? Bring it to one of the Isla Morada or other Keys restaurants that cook the catch, and also feature fresh local seafood such as Florida lobster and stoned crab claws. For other water adventures, experience Keys kiteboarding, stand-up paddling, or even flying with a jetpack that looks like something out of a James Bond film. In Marathon, discover the awe-inspiring 7-mile
That
bridge,
looks cool,
one of the
Red.
longest bridges in the world and centerpiece of the Florida Keys Overseas Highway, Florida's only all-American road. Visitors to Marathon can also enjoy educational interactive programs with dolphins, or tour the world's only veterinary certified turtle hospital and meet loggerhead, green, and hawksbill turtles. Or visit Pigeon Key to learn about Henry Flagler's Florida Keys Oversea Railroad. Big Pine and the Lower Keys are a mecca for ecotourists. Savor outdoor activities like birding, snorkeling, hiking nature trails, and even kayaking through subtropical mangrove forest. And don't miss the National Key Deer Refuge, home to the tiny key deer, where the species has rebounded from once near extinction. At the southernmost tip of the Florida Keys lies Key West, actually located closer to Cuba than to Miami. The island community is rich in picturesque architecture, seafaring charm, a lively arts community, and unique galleries. In Key West, you can hang out with hundreds of butterflies, tour museums and attractions, including Ernest Hemingway's former home and Harry Truman's Little White House. Celebrate the sunset at Mallory Square and enjoy nightlife ranging from drag shows to top-quality theater. Key West also features the Vandenberg, the second largest ship in the world ever purposely sunk to create an artificial reef. It's the end of a 100-mile-long trail of historic shipwrecks and sunken vessels that begins in Key Largo with the Spiegel Grove, the third largest ship ever scuttled as a marine habitat. Where to stay? Throughout the Florida Keys, you'll find accommodations ranging from full-service resorts with elegant spa and meeting facilities to friendly bed and breakfasts, as well as private and state park campgrounds. You can even spend a night underwater. Want festivals and special events? The Keys are your destination with an event almost every week. In the Keys, you can give back by helping to plant species of coral, conduct fish surveys, and sometimes aid stranded marine mammals. We call it voluntourism. Looking for a place to get married? In the Florida Keys, exchange vows on a beach, a private island, in subtropical gardens, on underwater, or even at one of Key West's historic or literary landmarks. It's all here in the fabulous Florida Keys, where you'll find a welcome as warm as the subtropical sun.
That was quite interesting. I think I've got a new adventure for me at least. I don't know about you, Reg.
And that was
Little
a
jetpack guys look
jetpack
really
looked pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah. The jetpack looked pretty cool.
Not sure any of our a lot of times our travelers aren't quite as adventuresome as we are, but we'll see if we can get somebody to go with one of those when we get down there next year.
Yeah. that one looked like, that might be worth going. You know.
And now I'm going to take you to Key West, where we will be stopping for a day on our cruise next July. So here you go. It's a couple minutes, and I hope you enjoy this.
Key West is Florida's southernmost paradise, and it's actually located closer to Cuba than to Miami. It's known for its balmy year-round temperatures, picturesque historic architecture, and an anything-goes atmosphere. Dating back to the early 1800s, the tiny island now attracts artists, writers, treasure divers, enthusiastic anglers, and escapees from the everyday world. Famous early residents include legendary writer Ernest Hemingway and former President Harry Truman. Today, Hemingway's 1930s home is a popular museum, and so is Truman's Little White House. Visitors to Key West enjoy sightseeing excursions, outdoor and on-the-water activities, shopping and browsing in unique art galleries. And when late afternoon rolls around, everyone heads to the sunset celebration at Mallory Square. In Key West, you can hang out with hundreds of butterflies in an enclosed habitat, explore an above-ground cemetery, tour museums and attractions, discover treasure salvaged from shipwrecked Spanish galleons, and dine at gourmet restaurants and funky seafood spots. You can get married on the beach, in subtropical gardens, or even at landmarks like Hemingway's home or Harry Truman's Little White House. Try catching some rays at island beaches, or choose a fun-filled water sports option. At night, check out the jazz clubs, wine and piano bars, drag shows, and saloons with live rock and island music. The city's seafaring heritage comes to life in the historic Seaport District. The Seaport's working marina is home to tall ships, ferries, and catamarans that provide dive, snorkel, and sunset cruises. Where to stay? Key West offers everything from full-service resorts with elegant spa facilities to friendly bed and breakfasts in restored historic homes. In fact, today's Key West visitors will find the same things that appeal to Hemingway and Harry Truman. Year-round warmth, plenty to see and do, subtropical beauty, just enough eccentricity, and a laid-back vibe that seems light years away from the real world.
And we're back. As they were showing a lot about Key West, it struck me that I seem to follow a lot of Hemingway around. I've been to Key West where he's and seen his homes. I've been to Cuba and seen his homes. And in fact, over in Nassau, one of my favorite restaurants was right next to or part of the hotel Hemingway used to stay in when he was in Nassau. So maybe old Ernest and I have more in common than I realized. But that as it may. That's a little bit about the Florida Keys. Next month, we'll do a couple more islands so you can get a better example, a better feel for what's available and whether you go with us from a cruise or go on your own. Maybe you'll enjoy a different kind of a vacation. Now, Reg, it's time for our drawing. How many numbers should I throw out at you?
Go through 1 through 59.
Wow. Let's go for number 27.
And 27 is Jonetta Witten Steffens.
Janetta Witten Steffens. If you're listening and listen to our show and get a hold of Reggie, either by Facebook, by email, or by LinkedIn, let us know. And you are the winner of the November $25 gift certificate. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. It's, like I said, a little different. We're trying to get some things that might be of interest. So we'll keep this routine up for at least another month or so. And until next time, happy travels. We hope you have a great 2021, and we see you soon again.
Hope to see you soon. Hope everyone had a great Halloween.